Initially, we kind of just started joking about running away and living in a van, and one day we were like, wait, let's actually do this.
Monica is into photography. I'm a videographer by trade, and I just wasn't interested in what I was capturing, and I knew it wasn't what we both felt we want to do in this life, and that's explore and document places, people, things that the average person doesn't get to see, and hopefully inspire others to get out there and live their life to the fullest. All right, well, I'm Cole.
I'm Monica.
And we're Bus Life Possible.
This is Harriet.
Harriet is a 2000 Chevy 3500 Express midbus. It's got a 6.5 liter diesel engine, 145,000 miles on it, and originally this was a 28 passenger bus. We've been traveling now for 100 days full-time on the road. Welcome to our home. One of our favorite features right off the bat is the mosquito netting. Airflow is huge when you live in a bus. A big problem for us was trying to figure out a passenger seat situation. This is a jump seat that came out of a 2014 Chevy Silverado. And Monica gets pretty car sick, so she didn't want to sit back at the dinette or further in the bus, but we didn't want something to take up all of our walking space, and having it on a swivel really allows us to be able to walk freely into the space. I'm a pretty big dude. I'm 6 foot, 225 pounds, so it's really easy to walk by, and then it's also super comfortable when it's just a living situation. So this is our backup camera. This is what's always on while we're driving. You can see I've got the scooter off back there, and it's just really nice to be able to see if you're getting tailgated or whatever. It's just really nice to have that visual at all times, because it is difficult to see the back of your bus. If you're driving out there in normal life, don't tailgate buses. They can't see you.
This cabinet was original to the bus, and we just decided to make the most out of it and put some baskets up here. It's basically our medicine cabinet. We got incense, and we have like all of our lotion and soap and everything up here. And it does lock, which is really nice, so nothing comes flying out when you're driving. So our divider here is actually just our old shower curtain, but we use these magnets and we just line them up along the top, so it's a little bit extra privacy if we're somewhere that's super populated.
We really wanted to utilize the space underneath this seat. So I always kind of imagine the fridge being underneath here. I am really glad Monica talked me into just getting this Costway. I think it's a 54 quart fridge, and it holds all of our groceries really well. Everything runs off of our solar. We don't even have a Sure Power hookup, so off-grid was key for us, and it's been working really well over the first 100 days. We kind of had this leftover space here up front. This is essentially our hallway closet, and it's worked really well. Monica's father is a carpenter, and he helped us throughout the entire build process. We definitely are super thankful to have had him. We do have a build conversion series on our YouTube channel too, if you want to see how we did some of this stuff. It's not finished yet, but it will be in the future. So he helped us do all of this custom woodwork. Our bus would not look as pretty as it does without his help. So thank you, Jim, on all of your hard work you put into this with us.
Our conversion, including the bus and the scooter and everything, was just under $15,000.
The dinette is super functional. I'm a big fan of what we did here. We set up the table on double slotted shelf brackets. And these are 18-inch long shelf brackets. They hold up to like 400 pounds of weight. The top itself is around 24 by 24. It's almost square. And it just kind of clips back into place and sets. When we're ready to put it into comfy mode, we just take the tabletop off and replace it with this magical mid cushion. And it becomes a super sofa for chillaxing. So just like we wanted to utilize this space underneath this side of the dinette, we do have usable storage space underneath this one. Originally, I was going to be putting all of our solar components underneath here, but it didn't seem like the right use of the space. So we made this cushion removable. Inside we have 2-3 plastic bins, all types of random stuff, telephoto lenses, my gimbal, tripods, random things you would find yourself getting in your house. This cabinet was something we had to create to fix kind of a mess up, in my opinion. The solar panel wiring has to come in somewhere in the bus, and this is where that solar line ended up coming in. So it's been really convenient just to have everything in one space from a battery storage perspective. This kind of begins our power station area. This top button here is for our reverse backup camera, which is super helpful. We have that plugged into our solar system so we can keep that on at all times while we're driving. This also has our AC inverter switch. So that allows us to then be able to charge our laptops mainly. We have a 1,000-watt AC inverter. So we could really use whatever we'd like for the most part besides anything that's like electrical heating. But primarily we're just using it to charge and use our laptops. Got a lot of usable storage space underneath the bed. We wanted to elevate the bed to give us as much storage as possible, and it's worked out really well. On the left side is our dry goods storage, so chips, cans. To the right, this main compartment is our shoes.
So this is our bedroom area. One thing that we did not want to compromise on was the size of the bed. So this is the bed that was in our apartment. We have a full queen size, so it's nice and cozy. The AC unit does only run when the bus is running, because we don't have a super powerful solar system. Yeah, the only ventilation that we have right now is our fantastic 12-volt fan, which we do really love. We kind of got the lower model, so it doesn't reverse the airflow. So we will need to be fixing that in the future. This shelf holds all of our clothes, actually, believe it or not. We have a small rod here for a couple things that we wanted to hang up. But besides that, everything in these bins is our clothing. And then down here is just some extra storage where we throw like socks and underwear and some pants down there. And this is one of my favorite parts about the bedroom. This pulls out, we can put our laptop up here and have movie night. This is Cole's like drink and apparently knife shelf back here. Keep his beer up here when we're chilling in bed. This is where Cole stuffs his machete in case of someone trying to get in. The LED lights in the bedroom are just exposed, but it is on a dimmer, and we like to turn them down low in the summertime when we have the windows open because it doesn't attract as many bugs, and it's nice and cozy. This is our tiny kitchen. One thing that I really wanted was a lot of counter space, which is why we have the flip-up counter over our toilet area here. And we even cut the piece of our butcher block countertop out and kept it as a cutting board to cover up the sink area. The panel on the wall here, the first one is for our UV filter. The second one is for our 100 PSI 12-volt water pump. And we have lights, LED lights over here. And then this one always stays on because that's for our Nature's Head toilet fan. So this spice rack I made all by myself. I was super proud about that. But yeah, I love having it out and just easy access to everything. We also have a UV filter. So when we're gonna turn on the water, we have to turn on this switch, wait about 10 seconds for the UV light to warm up, and then we can turn on our water. Our water pump is pretty loud, and it's also just a little bit overkill for our system, but we do get really good water pressure. We don't have any city water or shore power hookups, so all of our water is just coming from the water tank under the bed. Below, down here, our UV filter and our plumbing took up quite a bit of space, so we don't have a lot of storage down here, mainly cleaning supplies, coffee, and Tupperware type stuff. And these cabinets down here have extra spices and all of our dishware and like stackable bowls and stuff like that. This drawer underneath the stove, we have cookware and dish drying mat. We have had to downsize on the road, but with this amount of storage and since we keep most of our food, under the bed in that container, It has been pretty decent storage-wise. Our avocado green stove is probably my favorite thing about the bus. The stove runs off of propane, and so far we've been on the road for 3 months, and we just recently had to change our propane tank, so it's lasted us quite a while. I'm vegetarian, but Cole isn't. But we do cook a lot, and we eat generally pretty healthy, so we cook a lot on the road. Cole and I do have a little channel on our YouTube that's Tiny Bus Kitchen, so just super short little vlogs of me making vegetarian stuff in the bus. Yeah, it took us 9 months to do our build. The kitchen did take quite a lot of time because I put a lot of clear coat on this butcher block, and we did make the cabinets and everything ourselves, so it was a little bit time consuming, but totally worth it. One of my favorite kitchen features is this hammock. I like to call it the banana hammock. It's really nice to have the produce out and easily accessible. And I also use it as our little kitchen towel holder. For our bathroom space, our countertop just lifts up and locks up against the wall. We have the Nature's Head toilet here. We've loved how it's been super compact, and the maintenance on it is really easy. Typically we shower at Planet Fitness and other campgrounds. When we're at the beach, it was super easy because all the parks have outdoor showers. We do also have an outdoor shower bag, like a solar bag, that we just hang from the roof deck and just shower outside. Some people are pretty freaked out about the Nature's Head toilet being near our cooking area, but it is super sanitary. Guys have to sit down to pee and you don't flush anything, so it's super clean, and we haven't had any issues with it yet.
This is a 1987 Honda Elite CH150, and it's the baddest thing on the block. Yeah, I'm taken, ladies. To be able to park at our dispersed camping locations, to be able to have a grocery getter run up, do a beer run, just like see the sights, attractions. Definitely would recommend getting some sort of second type of transportation for when you're on the road. And if you want to be as cool as me, you'll get a Honda Elite. I found the scooter rack on Let Go for $50, but it's driven really well with the scooter on the bus. In fact, I've driven it without the scooter on it, and I don't notice any difference while driving the bus. It doesn't add any additional strain really, besides an extra 225 pounds to the ride. The one thing I really hate about it is it makes our clearance super low. So if you're going to put a hitch on your bus, try to put it as high as possible off of the ground. The ladder was another Craigslist find of mine. Picked it up for $30, and we just kind of retrofitted it to the bus. Originally, it was supposed to go on the back side, but it's really sturdy. It holds my weight, so it's got to work well. All right, so the decking material is Trex composite deck boards. When I imagined living the bus life, I imagined it with a roof deck, and we just made it happen, and I'm really glad we did. The roof deck is super sturdy, so I'm not worried about falling or anything. When the buses are rocking, we did a custom unistrut base for the deck and our solar panels, which we have started to get into that on our bus conversion series on our YouTube page if you're interested. But overall, it's been really durable and strong. We've got two 320 watt solar panels, so 640 watts together. These are the multi-crystalline panels, and they've worked great with our 12 volt, 200 amp hour Renogy battery. This is our back storage area. This is really nice. Anytime we have the scooter off, I try to take advantage of being able to get in here and do some organizing. I didn't own any tools before getting into the bus conversion process. I was not the handy man or woman, but now I've got plenty of tools for when we're in crisis on the road. We only fill up our water by gravity fill. So we just open up this guy, and we've got a hose that I keep in our custom understorage, and that's how we end up filling up our water tank. Without Jim's help, we wouldn't have this done on the build whatsoever because it required a lot of welding. But this is a custom understorage for our propane tank. And it's just something I never would have been able to do without his help. And then on both sides of the back of the bus, we do have custom storage too. I actually have a 12-volt DeWalt chainsaw, which has been super handy while on the road. I don't have like the essential items over here. This is kind of, I got my rollerblades that I haven't used while we've been on the road yet. And then these are just some, most people have like those like Max Tracks. I don't know what they are, but these are just some like cheap Goodyear off-brand ones in case we'd ever get in a position where we're stuck to give us a little extra traction, but whatever. This has been like the most direct action we've taken in our lives before, like meaningfully planning towards the future in which we really want to be living.
Yeah, we created this lifestyle for ourselves, and that is a really big deal to do that. I think that if you're thinking about going tiny, you just need to do it and start early and start planning, start downsizing, and just make it happen. Well, thanks for checking out our bus, guys. If you want to follow along on our journey, you can find us at Bus Life Possible on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yeah, we do release a weekly video on YouTube. I've been working really hard on our conversion series, and we also have an adventure playlist. So definitely want to go check that out. And if you want to know all of the stuff within the bus, we have that all written within the description of our videos.
Yep.